guys, welcome back to every NG, where we give you all the latest gist and everything that is happening in Nigeria and also outside. We are basically your one-stop shop for unlimited Nigerian trends. And today I have gist. I'm so excited to be bringing you updates from the I Am Laycon reality TV show. Now, if you did not watch episode 1 to 5, what are you waiting for? We have an entire playlist for you, so go and check that out. Now, today I come bearing good news because they decided, let me drop 6 to 10 for the people. And I'm like, I will give my people updates because what am I here for? My name is Judith, and without much ado, let's move into the details. Now, first up is Laycon and Miwa's date. Now, recall that at the end of episode 5, she went on a blind date. Yomi, of course, was the one who orchestrated the whole situation. But it was going well, a bit awkward at first, but they were getting to know themselves. However, Miwa, that's the lady in question, did something that upset Laycon a bit. I mean, he didn't show that he was angry, but you could tell that he wasn't comfortable. She asked him a question based on, okay, I'm getting to know you, and she's like, oh, what is it like being from the BBNaija house, coming out of the house? And I'm just like, okay, it's a regular question, you get. But Laycon was like, I get this question every time. Radio interviews, they're asking me the same question. Anybody I meet is asking me the same question. Can she do something different? Literally, that was how he was feeling. But you can't really blame the girl because she's an OAP. Of course, she's going to ask the questions that most media personalities ask. And she's just trying to know, how you've been faring after. But Laycon did not want to hear that one. He was just upset that she even asked the question. Now, moving on from that, the lady now went ahead to bring up Erica. I'm like, sis. So yeah, she was talking about, Laycon's situation with Erica in the house, the whole love situation thing. And Laycon was basically saying, well, I said I liked her. I did not say I wanted to pursue a relationship with her. And then this lady was like, oh, okay. So I was listening to you and Erica. And then she went ahead to quote Laycon. I'm like, you said you weren't watching initially, but you're quoting Laycon word for word. So yeah, she quoted something Laycon said about, the fact that people around you are stupid doesn't mean you have to be stupid. I'm like, sister, why? So yeah, that was that. Then we moved on from that scene. Everybody went home happy. And next thing, it was Laycon and his brother in his room talking about the date. Now, Laycon was like, oh, well, I like her. And then in his confessionary, he was like, I collected her number, so maybe I'm going to call her. And then I'm asking, is there a future for Laycon and Miwa? Because he collected her snap. He said he was going to call her. Are we sensing something? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because so yeah, after that situation, we found out that Laycon fell ill. So after the Abuja trip, he was actually sick. Like, you don't want to see Laycon sick. He looked swollen. He was just looking a hot mess. But he had his nurse come in to treat him, and his nurse's name is Sandra. She was actually really nice. She came into the house, to give him his medication. Laycon is dramatic, I must tell you. But the thing is, the lady was giving him drugs, and you would tell that he was tired. He had taken drips, he had taken several injections, tablets, everything. So when she came in and wanted to administer his medication, Laycon looked at her like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Leave me alone. And then when he was now trying to take his injection, drama. Icons, your king, very dramatic. He was basically shouting, oh my God, Jesus, Jesus. It was so hilarious to watch. I'm just like, you're a grown man, why are you shouting for injection like this? You should be used to this thing. You're a strong man, innit? So yeah, that was something really hilarious that Laycon did. So apparently Laycon was scared of injection, but according to him, this is a new thing because normally he's not scared of injections. I'm like, okay, maybe it's because he has been taking a lot of injections. So after that sick phase, Laycon was trying to take a break, just slowing things down because the stress. Even you remember that he was not the only housemate that fell ill after coming out of the house. The stress was a lot on most of them, so it was kind of expected that he would break down at some point, even from his team members. But anyway, moving on from that, to kind of cheer him up, because he was just not having, he was in a bad mood for the most part of that episode. To kind of cheer him up, his brother Yomi did something really thoughtful, and I know we're like, is it the same Yomi that used to act somehow from episode 1 to 5? Yes, the same Yomi. He can be thoughtful sometimes. So Yomi decided, what will I do for Laycon? Gave him, brought out his fan art. And when I saw the video, I'm like, wait, is is Laycon obsessed with himself? Why does he have so many frames of himself in front of his house? But it was actually Yomi that brought out all these things from all the corners that they were hidden in the house just to show Laycon. So he brought Laycon into the sitting room and was like, look at what your fans are doing for you. Look at, they love you so much. So this is the reason you're breaking down. You're breaking down because you're putting a smile on these people's faces. I'm like, hey, Yomi, is that you being inspirational and sensible and all whatnot? But I mean, people have their different sides, right? So Yomi actually just lifted his spirit. Laycon was smiling. It was just a beautiful thing to watch. So now let's talk about Laycon's house. Remember that as the winner of the BBNaija season 5, he has a house to his name. So while he was ill, you could tell that he was still not strong. He had to go for the house presentation, and this house was in Bogi J in Lagos. And you remember that in episode 1, if you watched episode 1, go and watch that one, he was complaining that the house was a bit far, and when they were driving to the place, I was like, yep, this house is actually far. So they got there, they met a representative of the brand. She was talking to him like, okay, this is your house, and they actually did the whole cutting ribbon thing. Like Laycon went to cut his ribbon. I'm like, I will share house owner, landlord, is that you? So he cut the house, and the house looked really nice. It was spacious. It had, the finishing was good. Laycon was even impressed because according to him, he was like, I was expecting a 70%, but they gave me a 90-95. So they surpassed his expectations with that house. So yeah, Laycon is now a house owner. I mean, we all knew that, but we hadn't seen the house. We've seen it now. So yeah, that was it. But something really weird about that house opening was Laycon said one of the things he liked about the house was, as you're entering the estate, his house is the first thing you see. I'm like, most people actually don't want to be the first building in front of the estate. So it's so weird that you want your house to be the first one. But I mean, he likes what he likes, right? So yeah, that's it. Laycon went home after that. He was really happy about that house. You could tell that, thank you, big brother, thank you, to the brand that gave him the house. And yeah, that was it. Now let's talk about Laycon's dad's memorial. If you follow through with the first 5 episodes, you would know that he was planning a memorial for his dad 3 years after his death, and his brother Tope was involved. Of course, Yomi will be involved, their family. But things didn't go as planned, judging from this episode, because they came together, and of course COVID protocols had to be kept. They couldn't have as many people as they wanted, so that plan was already just not going to work, and most of the people that they even wanted at the event were not available to attend. So it looked like we're not seeing a memorial. But then again, they decided, let's push this thing to 5 years. I mean, this is 3, so let's make 5 years post-mortem like a grand deal, So yeah, that was it. They actually concluded that they were going to do 5 years. And then Yomi brought a picture of their dad. If you see Laycon's dad, you've seen his sons. Especially Yomi. I don't know, there's just this striking resemblance between Yomi and his dad. But then, funny enough, all of them have something that they took from him. If it's not one facial feature, the other is a complexion. So Laycon was really emotional watching his dad. God, that part was just, it got to me, it really got to me. So yeah, that was how episode 6 was rounded up. But I will be giving you more updates, so you should stay tuned to us. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode, this episode's updates. And until next time, this is brought to you by Every NG, and my name is Judith. Bye.